break. And we will say that again, 24 4-star recruits. Now let's try to solve this mess. We're figuring out the defense. For anybody who might just be joining us as well. And unfortunately, because we have so many players that can play D-line, linebacker, secondary, we're having to base it off of the speed. So Mike Carr, while I moved him to linebacker last year and he was great, what we're going to do with that 93 speed is move him into the secondary, and clearly it's got to be safety. It's got to be safety. We got to make the most of that speed for the moment. In terms of crazy good speed, aside from that, I mean, the 89 from Petway is pretty damn good, if we're being honest. The 93 from Ball, he is definitely an option in the secondary. We'll put him at safety for now, too. I don't know if we'll go corner with him. Honestly, I'm just going to sort by speed. Daryl Moore was recruited as a corner. Put him at free safety for the moment, too. Kyle Parker can outright put at corner. That's his best position. Mike Perry was recruited as a corner. Put him at safety for the moment. And Ivan Sims, also put him at safety for the moment. So we got a couple of 89s. We'll hold off on making a decision so far. So we have one corner, 5 potential safeties. So Moore drops by 2 to go to strong safety, 1 to go to corner. Ball drops by 2 and 1. Mike Carr cannot be a corner, so he's going to go over to strong safety, 100%. And then Mike Perry should go to corner, just as good. And Sims will also go to corner. He's just as good. So, I mean, having Moore and Ball both at free safety kind of hurts. We'll probably drop one of them. I mean, one of them could be the starting safety on the other side, but I kind of want Mike Carr to play. So the other should be a corner. A lower awareness rating for Moore means I'm going to put Ball at corner. Because obviously you need that little bit of an extra reaction time. So I think we have our first 4 corners and our 2 safeties. Obviously we're going to need a little bit of depth from there. So let me look at these guys. Petway. Not a very good safety. So probably keep him at linebacker or at edge. Beck was drafted to be recruited to be a secondary option. Honestly, we could put him wherever. He's not exactly amazing. Just put him at safety for the moment. Could be the secondary option there. Antoine King. Definitely an option at safety. So we got Moore and Beck, Carr and King. Alright, we just need a little bit more depth there and we're good. Problem is, who the hell do we move? Because now those speed ratings start to drop. Again, Petway's not amazing out there. He could be another option at safety. Williams could also be another option at safety. And then we get down to like 84 speed, and that scares me a bit. Alright. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Petway, you got to go. Let's put you at safety. And then Williams, just off of the speed. Same thing, we'll move you over to safety. I mean, we're going to have some speed at linebacker. It's just really, I want to make sure we can keep up with the higher rated players and don't just get blown past. I'm not saying it's the best strategy in the world, but man, like we needed to pick something and just run with it. All right, we need one more corner, I'd say, for a good amount of depth. Let's see, David Williams is a 61. Petway's a 60. Beck is a 63. It's going to be Beck who gets moved back over. Alright, so I think we have our secondary. It's not the strongest in the world, but we are going to go with freshman Daryl Ball alongside junior Mike Perry, Kyle Parker, Ivan Sims, and Joel Beck. And then at safety, Daryl Moore, David Williams, Lawrence Petway, and then Mike Carr is going back to safety rather than linebacker. So that way at least we have speed that can compete with the best of the best. Again, best strategy in the world, not necessarily, but I mean, man, we're kind of pinned into a corner here. No pun intended. So from here, and yes, we do have athletes as well that could help out the situation. We'll see. For now, I want to try to get this at least somewhat on paper. You could argue maybe wait until we figure out the athlete situation. You know what? Fuck it. Let's take a look at the athletes first. I was going to save it for last because they're the most intriguing. So Tom Adams is an 81 quarterback, a 79 running back, an 81 wide receiver. Doesn't fit into the secondary. So quarterback, running back, wide receiver. It's obvious we don't need him at quarterback. We could definitely use him at running back, and we could definitely use him at wide receiver. I think for the moment, we're going to say that Adams is a wide receiver unless anything changes. Robertson, 79 quarterback, 75 running back, 70 wide out. Can you play in the secondary? We have secondary help from Robertson. 90 speed. Definitely going to the secondary. He's 6'4". 76 rated corner. Perfect. So Seth Robertson immediately gets changed over to corner, and he is the second best behind ball, which is great. So that helped a lot. Very good with Robertson there. I don't even think that's a debate because of who we have at safety. Let's see. Holt. 76 running back. 69 fullback. 74 wide receiver. 70 rated tight end. Okay. So there it's running back, wide receiver, or tight end. He's going to have a lot of trouble at wide receiver. He's going to have a lot of trouble at running back. I think tight end for him. I think tight end for him makes a lot of sense. Just because there's going to be way too much competition elsewhere for Daryl Holt. So, yeah, he's not in his best position, but yeah, we'll move Daryl Holt over. Wendell Justice, 76 quarterback, 76 running back, 72 wideout. Secondary option. Let's go, Wendell. Yes. Probably put him at corner for the moment. What's he have? 89 speed? Wendell Justice absolutely going into the secondary. Tony Bright, 76 quarterback, 77 running back, 71 receiver. Can't play the secondary. Honestly, I think it's got to be running back. It's got to be... I don't know yet. I don't know yet for Bright. It could be multiple options. Brian Schuler. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver. It's a big dude at 6'3". All right, same thing. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver. We'll figure that out in a moment. John Goodman. Can't play quarterback. Not a great running back. Better wide receiver at 6'5". He can play in the secondary. That's a tough call. Brandon Peterson, quarterback. Or secondary, I'm guessing. Probably quarterback for Peterson. I feel like that's safe. And then John Brown. Can't play quarterback. It's running back, wide out, or secondary for John Brown. Okay. So one more time. Again, Adams. Adams can do the typical quarterback, running back, wide receiver. Be our number one wideout. Tony Bright can do the same thing, the normal trio. Schuler, same thing, normal trio for him. Oh boy. So I think anybody that we can move to the secondary, we pretty much have to then. Goodman can be a running back. And this is before our player growth, you're right, for who's already on the roster. I think Goodman definitely gets moved to the secondary. For the moment, we'll put him at safety. And then Brown could also play in the secondary. And is absolutely going to have to. So quarterback, running back, wide receiver. Quarterback-wise, whoever the lowest rated QB is going to be, should be who goes there. 77 running back, again, before the improvement. It's the best quarterback of the bunch. I mean, 81, 76, 74. It's not really surprising. So 75 running back. 71 wide receiver there. 74. I think Adams at 5'11". He's got to go wide receiver over running back. He's got to be. We don't need him at QB. He'd be a waste. So Adams will go to wide out. And then again, it's quarterback, running back, or wide out. And there's a lot of competition in all of the spots, basically. So with that much competition at quarterback, do I see Phillips leaving in the summer or staying? Probably leaving. Let's go running back for Tony Bright. Wide receiver for Schuler. Okay, so I mean the offense, like obviously we're going to have some decisions to make. We're going to have some cuts to make. This is going to be interesting. Shitload of running backs now. Like we have 3 guys who are threats. And Ryan Butler, our 5-star recruit, could very well be redshirted this year so that Tony Bright can split time with Edmonds. And that way we don't fail a promise. So with that, we go back to the secondary. Keeping in mind that we have this many options now. Oh, shit. Alright, really quickly. Since Carr can play linebacker, I'm going to move him back over. King. Can't play linebacker. King is a secondary option through and through. No doubt about it. Daryl Moore. Can't really play linebacker. He stays. Goodman can't play linebacker. John Brown can't play linebacker. Williams can. Let's move him back. Petway can play pretty much anywhere. So we'll move him back just to see if we have the proper amount of depth now. And at safety, I mean, we need one more dude. And in a corner, again, Ball, much better in the secondary. Wendell Justice, he's fine there. Robertson's good. Perry is good. Parker's good. Sims and Beck. Okay, so we at least know who's going to be staying and who's going to be going between who goes back into the kind of linebacker pool and who's in the secondary options. Dude, I knew this was going to be a nightmare. So Ball, 80 rated. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And I didn't. Good. So I mean, Ball drops a little bit, like no crazy moves. Moore, same thing. And Ball only goes up by 1 or drops by 2. Same thing for Moore. But Justice goes up by 3 to play safety. So he should be playing safety. Robertson should probably be playing corner. Perry can play either. Parker doesn't matter yet. Goodman definitely at safety. Again, Parker didn't really matter. John Brown, it's another close call. Sims is okay. Beck. And then Antoine King is definitely at safety. So, Justice drops by 3. Goodman drops by 2. Could argue Goodman at safety. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to drop John Goodman over to the other safety spot. So Justice and Goodman will be our 2 safeties. I mean, 6'5" for Goodman, 6 foot for Justice. And then we have really our top 3 corners. And from there, I mean, Perry can be moved over. Parker drops by 1. I mean, Brown makes sense to move him over, just naturally. Parker drops by 1 or 3. Okay. So we're good for safeties. That's the setup right there. We got some decent depth. And then corner-wise, we have 6. All right, so that's the setup. So certainly the athletes helped. You know, getting Robertson in there too. That's a hell of a triple threat. Like, look at the speed from our corners. I mean, Robertson's 6'4" too. So, you know, you talk about a matchup. We get some height from these corners. I'm feeling pretty good about that. So then we go back to figuring out who else plays where, right? And it's fairly obvious. House is a defensive tackle. No discussion. Stewart, you're too slow for me. You're a defensive tackle. Even 72 speed's pushing it. Thompson is a DT. Anthony Henderson's a DT. Jerron Williams is a DT. And Walter Sanders is a DT. So then you talk about the potential speed for edge rushers and linebackers. And there's clearly a huge divide here. But really any of these dudes could play on the edge or for the linebackers if it isn't too invasive. What time zone? East Coast, so it's 1:39 in the morning. All right. So for Carr, can you talk about moving him back? He makes sense on the edge where he's either 72 or the linebacker option as well. All right, we just got to see if somebody can play a linebacker. So Carr can play linebacker. Petway can play linebacker. This dude can play linebacker. Mr. Palmer makes a lot more sense to keep him on the edge because he is significantly better. Like significantly better on the edge. So no doubt Palmer is going to be moved over to the edge. Alexander doesn't matter. Lewis. Terrell Lewis gets moved to the secondary. I mean, this guy can't play anywhere else. He's got pretty poor speed, though. So you're talking about a potential redshirt situation there involving Lewis, who's a sophomore. He has been redshirted already. We'll just move him to safety so he has the highest option there. Again, Bradley can play anywhere. Bradley can play safety, for God's sakes, if he had to. Maddox can play linebacker. He's not amazing. Dickens. Dickens is better suited on the defensive line. So we'll move him over to the edge. McNair. Decent linebacker, clearly better suited for an edge. So we'll move McNair over as well. Gaddis. Yeah, alright regardless. Elgin Hall. Clearly suited for an edge role. Javon Young can play anywhere. James Simmons, clearly better suited for an edge role. Oh my god, we got Elberts. Doesn't matter where he plays. Beverly. Doesn't matter really where he plays, does it? No, it does. He's better for the edge. This is nuts, man. And then Tom Holman. Better suited for the edge. Jesus. Were any of these guys corners? Yeah, we got safeties in here. We're just a bit too slow, in my opinion. Like, they got the height, but I'd rather have these guys at linebacker, just due to that lack of speed. We got 3 dudes in here that were safeties last year. So these guys here will make up our edge rushers. We have our DTs. So yeah, now it's just out of these remaining options, these are our linebackers here. All of these dudes. We did do the athletes as well, yes. So Carr, 74, 73. This dude's significantly better on the outside. This dude's decent in the middle. Probably move Carr over to the middle. Alexander. Doesn't matter. So we keep him there for the moment. Brad Bowen. Doesn't really matter where he plays either. Shit. A lot of these guys, I was expecting kind of drastically different ratings between middle linebacker and on the outside, and I'm not really seeing it. Oh yeah, we're going to have some crazy speed at linebacker here too, for sure. And again, Carr was drafted as a safety. We just kind of turned him into a player to fit the need here. So again, we want to get players who there is a drastic difference between middle and outside. And we'll make the difference from there and decide who plays where. Alright, so Bradley will be on the outside. Maddox. doesn't matter. Kyle Gaddis, doesn't matter. Javon Young, doesn't matter. And Noah Elbert, doesn't matter. So, we have Petway and Bradley on the outside. Neither of them are like priority. So if we look here, then it's sort by overall now. Brad Bowen. I think we go Carr or Bowen in the middle. To be honest, we'll probably go with Carr because of the crazy speed. So let's go with Bowen on the outside. Carr will be in the middle with that crazy speed. And then from there, it's kind of a toss-up. Because you do kind of want some people at linebacker that have the speed to break through. How many 4-star recruits? 24. Yeah, this is where it gets to be tough now. To be honest, I think I'm just going to set it up like this. Let's have you in the middle. Let's have you in the middle. You can be on the outside. You can be on the outside. You can be in the middle. This was a process. Okay, so now we know. On the edge, Palmer and McNair are our top two. We'll move McNair over to the left, because again, there's no difference between the edges. We'll move Dickens over to the left. And then, I mean, the 269 overall rated players were good there, and then move Beverly over. So we're good. And then DTs were good. And now linebackers, we pretty much know that we're going to have Bowen and Bradley on the outside. And then we'll move Petway over there. Gaddis, Young, and Elbert. Middle linebackers were good. Chad, I think we got it. I think we got it. It took a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with it. So, I mean, obviously we still got to get into cutting and everything too, but Kenny Cobbs is clearly our guy. Hawk and Peterson behind him. A lot of dudes that were sophomores. Some cutting options to get rid of there. Running back's going to be a toss-up, man. Tony Bright, Darius Edmonds, Ryan Butler, who might get redshirted. There's a lot of competition there, for sure. We do still have to sort out the O-line, which scares me, but hey. Got Merriman and Salas. Wide receiver now, we got Tom Adams. Sean Sims behind him. Like, we're pretty damn stacked there. And again, we're still going to see some overalls go up. We added Darryl Holt at tight end to work alongside Spencer and White. But then the O-line is the last thing that we have to sort. And I suppose the one thing we should look at now is if any of these defensive linemen have the ability to play on the O-line. If not, that could get kind of scary. And unfortunately, I think that's exactly what we're looking at here. Yeah, we're looking at a real lack of O-line depth. So Thomas is clearly our center. Jonathan Beck drops by 1 no matter what. Hodges. Oof. I mean, we need Hodges to play tackle. Mays. We'll have you play tackle. Bennett. Probably play right guard. Have Beck play left guard. Curtis can stay. And then it handed me... No, Michael Manson was already here. So yeah, we have a severe lack of O-line depth. But aside from that, obviously, again, like, the defensive line is brand new. I mean, Craig McNair, Teddy Palmer, and Thomas House leading the way. Then linebackers, Brad Bowen, now a sophomore, Mike Carr, and Roderick Bradley. And then the secondary as well. I mean, again, Ball, Moore, and Robertson is sick. Justice, and then Goodman as well. Guys, trust. No, I'm not going to bring in any offensive linemen. Nah, I'm not going to do that. We're fine. Obviously, I'm going to target offensive linemen. We move on to training results. Let's see what we get in terms of the progress reports here. Johnny One-Timer, what's up? I'm feeling good about this team for sure, though. So training results, let's take a look at the team. Kenny Cobbs is now an 88 overall junior. Of course, we get some improvement amongst some of the other younger guys, but Kenny Cobbs is an 88. Wideouts, or not wideouts, running backs. You have Darius Edmond at an 82, Ryan Butler at an 80. Butler is absolutely going to be looking at getting redshirted here. Save him for the year. Fullbacks, Merriman's now an 82. Wideouts, Sims is an 82. Parks up to an 80. I mean, that's just looking great right there. Tight end wise, Spencer up to a 76, so some great improvement there from our tight ends. On the O-line, Sammy Mays now a 72. Jonathan Beck now a 76. Justin Thomas, a 90 overall center. Jake Bennett now a 70 right guard, and Hodges a 74 tackle. Defensive side, Jason Beverly's now a 70. You have Holman and Simmons improving. Good improvement from Thompson and Stewart. Brad Bowen's now an 81. Mike Carr a 77. And Roderick Bradley a 73. Corner Parker improves. Perry improves. Now Small a 78 rated kicker. We're looking so good, guys. We are looking so good. I'm so excited for this team. Like, I mean, again, we're only 3 seasons into this. And this team, I'm not saying we could be ranked at the end of the season, but man, we're trending in that direction. I do have to cut 18 players, so this will be fun. The first cut's obvious. It's going to be Jason Stover, who was a walk-on. Sorry, Jason, you just can't make the cut at this stage. From there, I mean, obviously, you know, we're going to be looking at redshirting Johnson and Briggs, carrying Hawk and Peterson and not redshirting them as to not break the promise. So there is a legitimate argument to cut Edwards and Anthony. There's a legitimate argument to cut these two. Redshirt these two, play these two. That has to be considered to cut Edwards and Anthony, because otherwise they're just going to be sitting there. We have 1,000 running backs, including quite a few freshmen. Same argument could be made here. Cut Simpson, cut Morgan. You know, cut the guys that... I mean, again, I think Butler's going to get redshirted as well. So we'd have Edmonds, Bright, McKeon, Joseph, and Jones. Fullback-wise, I don't know if it would allow me to cut Salas, because technically I'm going to try to cut him, and it might sign us another fullback. We'll see. Wide receiver, Sims and Adams. Oh my god. Parks as well. There aren't too many obvious cuts here, I would say. Like, obviously, wide receiver-wise, there's a good amount of players we could get rid of. There's an easy cut of a tight end here in Greg Johnson, because we're going to be covering or carrying Spencer, Holt, and Kraft. White's going to get redshirted this season. We'll cut Greg Johnson. He's an easy one to get rid of. On the O-line, it auto-signed Dominic Bryant because I don't have enough. It auto-signed Greg Doyle. So it auto-signed me a couple of O-linemen because we're so short there. I think really it comes with the offense and potentially here at defensive tackle. Anthony Henderson. I mean, if we run a 4-3, I think we might run a 3-4 instead. I think we will run a 3-4 this year because I want to redshirt Thompson and Stewart. We'll carry House, Williams, and maybe even Henderson, and also look to redshirt Sanders. Yeah, maybe we can hold on to Sanders here, even though he might not get that much better. I'm just trying to factor in the red shirts here. That goes into my decision with who gets cut or not. Corners, we can't really afford to cut anybody. Safety, I mean, we could cut one person if we had to, but for the most part, we're fine. So I think just based off of that strategy, like I said, and knowing that we're good at quarterback for a little bit, we are going to cut Alex Edwards, the sophomore. I mean, he's only a 73, so I'm not too upset about that decision. We'll cut Alex Edwards. We are also going to cut Jamal Anthony of Hackensack in New Jersey. And again, at quarterback this year, it's pretty simple. It's going to be Cobbs, Hawk and Peterson, Johnson and Briggs. We'll get red shirts. Running back-wise, I think it's another call here where Simpson and Morgan will get red shirts. So I think we're going to cut Damon Perry of Clifton, New Jersey. We're also going to cut Nick Evans out of North Atlanta. And then this year it'll be Edmonds, Bright, McKeon, Joseph, and Jones at running back, with Butler, Simpson, and Morgan getting redshirted. Wide receiver-wise, we're going to have some tough redshirt calls here. Oh, shit. All right, what do we got at wideout then? Because we have to carry these top three. I mean, we could redshirt. I mean, I can't redshirt a JUCO, right? But I could redshirt Sims, which would be a tough call, but, like, damn. You know? So 1, 2, in theory. 3, 4. 5, 6. All these sophomores, man, for the most part, can go. They really can. Brandon Pace doesn't have pace. He only has 80 speed. We're going to go ahead and cut the sophomore. We won't even bother redshirting him. So again, Sims isn't going to get redshirted. It's just me postulating. But Sims, Adams. Some of these guys might have to get cut here. Sims, Adams, Schuler, Green, red shirt. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wide receiver. Jesus. Okay. Jason Jones might get red. Man, this is a tough one. Hold on. We're going to the old Word doc for this one. Let's see. We got Sims. Adams isn't going to get redshirted either. And then we have Parks, we have Goins, we have Barron, we have Thomas, and the already redshirted pile. And then freshmen that can't get redshirted, we have, let's see, hold on. Let's see, guaranteed. We have our redshirts. We have our so-called rookie pile that can't really get redshirted. And then the this is nuts. The red shirt pile for sure. Parker's in there. Jones was already redshirted. Wise is a I get that Parker's slow, guys. Give it a minute. We might have to use him though as a roster player. That's the point. We got Davis. And then red shirt fodder as well with Roberts and Lamb. And then we have Outlaw. So with these freshmen, it's keep them on the roster or immediately redshirt them. Or immediately cut them. Not even redshirt them. And if we carry all of them, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 players. If we don't get rid of any of these rookies. So I hate to say it, but I think we'll break the promise to one Jimmy Wise. Just way too slow. We're going to cut him. That's the easy one to get rid of. Parker, I agree. Even though he's a red shirt option, we're going to get rid of him as well. And then from there, the cuts get more difficult. We can redshirt Roberts and Lamb, but then it comes down to the guys that haven't. It comes down to the dudes that have already been redshirted. Jason Jones is going to get cut. And then we get into these high-rated dudes where it's like, okay, we can't redshirt them anymore. Do we carry them or cut them? And the problem is we don't really have space for everybody. We don't really have space for everybody. I can't break those promises to the rookies, right? Or to the freshmen. It's like, it's either they have to be cut or they just stay on roster. And if they stay on roster, then these dudes here are in trouble. So we got 4 dudes who have been redshirted already and 4 freshmen. I think we're gonna cut Mark Outlaw just as the lowest level dude. We're gonna cut Mr. Outlaw. So that would be 5 wide receivers with just freshmen in our top 2. I think we're going to cut Davis as well, just as another low-rated option. We're going to cut him. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. As to not break promises. 5. I mean, we could cut we could just cut Robertson and Lamb. I mean, we got to free up spaces anyway. We're not going to play them. Just the idea is to have them as filler. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I am going to take the risk. We're going to cut Roberts and Lamb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we can cut one dude here. And to be honest, it probably should be Mike Goins because he is the senior. That gets us down to 7 wide receivers on the year. And I'm good with it. And it was the easiest position that we had in terms of getting rid of people aside, really from running back though. But again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Simpson and Morgan can either be cut or redshirted. Tight end wise, we're going to redshirt White, so we have our 3. It'll probably come down to cutting Henderson. And 1. We have more redshirt options there. We got to cut one more dude. One more dude. Definitely won't be from the secondary. I think we can look at one of those 2 running backs. So unfortunately, Brian Morgan, he is a power back, but we're going to go ahead and cut him. That gets us down to 70. I mean, might we regret some of the people that we cut? Maybe. Yeah, it sucks. We have a couple of 40s on the roster. It's on the O-line. They're players that were thrown onto the team that I literally can't get rid of, or it'll just sign people right back. Hello, Frankie. How are you? So we knew that this was going to be a process. A 40 safety. Was there? Well, maybe there was. Too late now. He's here. I mean, if a 40 safety was signed, he wasn't on our roster, which means it auto-signed him, which means the game viewed it as we needed him. So, it is what it is. We'll advance through that and into the preseason. We gotta look at what this team will look like. How many years away are we from a national title? Just a couple years minimum. I mean, unless this team plays out of their goddamn mind this season and gets us like that much closer to contention. But if we get, if we overachieve, it could be a rough time. So we got a lot to get to. Let's set up the team first. So in terms of redshirting, again, quarterback wise, it's pretty obvious. Carlton Johnson and Manny Briggs will be redshirted. That way we can carry the rookies and not break the promise of a no redshirt. Running back, hate to say it, Ryan Butler is going to be redshirted. It'll be Darius Edmonds, Tony Bright, Dwayne McKeon. Simpson will get the red shirt. Jonathan Josephs and Paulie Jones. Merriman's go to fullback. Wide receiver, there's nothing we can do. Tight end again, Adrian White will be redshirted. So it'll be James Spencer, Darrell Holt, Ryan Kraft. I'm nervous Butler will want out. I mean, if he does, he does. We have Tony Bright behind him, who's not that much worse. They're both power backs, too. So, I mean, if Butler wants out, he wants out. But it's a risk I'm willing to take, I think. I mean, I don't know. You can make that argument of just don't risk it. Get the extra year of him later, or just have him on the roster now where he's not even our starter. I can leave it up to you guys. I mean, Butler might want out, but, we got Bright behind him. We got McKeon behind him. We have a real power back-centric kind of setup here. We'll think about it. We'll come back. Wide receiver-wise, again, we're good. Tight end-wise, we're good. O-line, I can do nothing. Defensive line. Can't redshirt anybody there. Technically, can redshirt Holman and Hall. Yeah, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So Holman and Hall both get redshirted. Defensive tackle. Kind of a tough call here. Honestly, I think we're going to run a 3-4 this season. So we are going to run house. I think I am going to try to redshirt both Stewart and Thompson. And we'll have Williams and then Sanders. Bold move. Could argue at least keep one of them. It's actually a tough call there, too. Strength advantage goes to Thompson. Agility and acceleration goes to Stewart. But again, I'm pretty sure with those linebackers, we're going to want to run a 3-4. Actually, who's in the middle? Maybe we could still run a 4-3. Let's keep Stewart around. Or, yeah, let's keep Stewart around. We'll redshirt Thompson. We will redshirt Sanders as well. So we'll have Williams, Stewart, and House. Linebackers. We're going to go there. So hold on, it's 1, 2, 3. Because we're definitely not redshirting Bowen. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So technically we're 1 over. Tough call. So technically we're 1 over, so technically 1 counts as a middle linebacker. So we can go ahead and redshirt Williams and Maddox. We should be good to go there. Goons, Dupe, and UMass today? Correct. Corner. We can go ahead and redshirt Joel Beck. Run with those 5. And then it's safety. So 1, 2, 3. So really we only need 2 other safeties here. That's 1, that's 2. Let's redshirt Michael Perry on the year. And again, there's no one else I can really afford to redshirt. How are the face punchers? Didn't make the playoffs, but got better. Definitely got better. The Ryan Butler redshirt. I think we're going to risk it, guys. Tony Bright will be on an equal level. I know he's not as good of a recruit, but we're going to risk it because Butler would easily be our starter next year. So we're going to risk it. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. That's what we're going for. That's what we're going for. So there we go. The red shirts are set, which means the depth chart is going to look something like this. Edmund, Bright, McKeon, Merriman. Again with Butler out. Wideout Sims, Adams, Parks. Again, Barron. We'll have to redo that a little bit. We'll wait until we get to the actual preseason. So the red shirts are done. The depth chart's good. Oh, boy. But then we get to the custom schedule where we have to try and schedule as many games on the road as we can. So let's take a look at the states we need to try and play in. And again, we got a lot of freshmen on this roster. A lot. So let's do it by overall to keep the players at the top happy. So in terms of freshmen, Mr. Palmer, we need to play in California. Any other freshmen? We need to play in California. We need to play in Arizona. And then we're going to Kentucky. And we're going to Florida. And Illinois. Chris, good morning to you. How are you today? Good to see you. And California again. So California will cross off a lot of names off of this list. Then we're going to Michigan. Illinois, that's another one. That's a double. California. Man, we brought in a lot of Californians. Holy hell. We brought in a crap load of Californians. Beautiful, man. Utah as a late shout. Peterson as Oregon as a late shout. Georgia. Okay, now we're getting into the different options here. We're going to have a lot of road games again this season. Alabama. What I missed from UMass? Not much, man. Just a very over-the-top process to try and get this team set up and optimized, which is never easy. Alright, so again, we pretty much know. We got 2 Oregon options. Colorado. I think you accidentally created a California pipeline. I'm pretty sure, yeah. And then again, these guys don't matter because they're just tack-ons. Okay, so clearly, California, in terms of the custom schedule, is the most important. Not a discussion, right? So in terms of the season, I wouldn't mind having a day off there, so that we kind of break it up. In terms of, I want a game here and then I want a day off here. So let's do that for the moment and then make that open. So 2 weeks off to start, 4 games, a week off, 4 games, a week off, and then 3 games. Unless I have to add other games, which I probably do to help fill out this roster. So California is the most important. Looking for a California team. We might as well play Cal. Just pretty much take the first option that we get, right? Yeah, looks like it's gonna be Cal. Or UCLA. Let's play UCLA. Alright, so California is off the list. We'll play UCLA. Arizona. Aside from actual Arizona, we're gonna go Arizona State. That's perfect. Next, we need Kentucky, which Bowling Green works. Funny how this lined up, huh? Or no, wait, Bowling Green's in Ohio. Why the fuck did I think it was in Kentucky? I'm losing my mind. God damn it. Hey, at least I corrected myself. Kentucky. 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 Kent State. How is Arizona ranked 13th in the nation? It just happens, man. It just happens. Kent State's in Ohio, too. I'm so mad. Oh, God. Bowling Green is a place in Kentucky, I'm pretty sure, but that's not where the college is. Do we have Western Kentucky? There we go. Alright, so we got California, we got Arizona, we got Kentucky. Now we need some Florida men. Show me a college in Florida. Florida Atlantic, baby. Home of the Deej. Alright, on the other side of the break, we need Illinois. Illinois. Oh boy, we got limited options. Where the fuck is Troy? Alabama. Fuck, that's right. Are there any Illinois colleges here? I don't think so. We're gonna have to skip over that particular matchup. I don't know if Rutgers is in Illinois. Michigan. Can we look for Michigan? Was there a Michigan college here? The answer there is no. Is there a college in Utah? Was BYU there? Hey, there we go. So we'll get BYU. Rutgers is in New Jersey. Fucking duh. My God. Dude, I'm horrible like on these on-the-fly pressure situations, remembering where colleges are. I will just openly admit to it. So Illinois. Illinois, or Michigan. That's what we're looking for here. And we are just not gonna get it. We could play Utah there and save it for the other week. But BYU, there was really nobody else. Shit. Illinois, Michigan. I mean, I don't want to play Notre Dame because they'd kick the shit out of us. That's a guaranteed loss if we take on Notre Dame. Oh, God. Could change the bye week. Yeah, we're going to have to. God. Hold on. Let me see here. So we still got Utah on the board then. Okay, if we say we don't take on BYU. Shit. Okay, Illinois, Michigan, Georgia, Alabama. Alabama. Troy works. Cool. So we'll play Troy there. And then here, it's Illinois, Michigan, or Utah. If I'm not mistaken. Utah, we could play BYU. Or we could play Utah. I'd rather play BYU than Utah. So we'll play BYU to get Utah out of the way. We still need Illinois or Michigan. They were one of our top two. Illinois or Michigan. Alright, we're not going to find it there. Did I miss Eastern Michigan? What, here? What do you mean by right there? Unless it was here. Yeah, I mean, Eastern Michigan is right there. That's fair. I mean, but then we got to get Alabama out of the way. So we'll remember that's there at least. Illinois, Michigan, Oregon. Damn. Is there one that we can swap out that we had previously? Fresno State to get a California team in there. Let's put in Fresno State. We'll go back to UCLA. And again, Illinois, Michigan, Alabama. We could get the shit kicked out of us by Bama. There's Michigan. Take on Central Michigan. Okay. So for the moment, we're looking okay. If I'm not mistaken here. So let's see, just to cross it off the list again. Let's go back here. We need Illinois. Illinois. Northwestern counts, do they not? No, they don't. What am I talking about? Dude, I'm losing it. I just want to be done with this. I stress out with this. We're going to have home games. I mean, you know, we always do. Illinois, Oregon, Georgia. Northwestern is in Illinois. I'm telling you, man, I'm losing my mind. Just saying stupid shit. Let's get Northwestern in there, then. And then again, we have to play New Mexico, Idaho, and Connecticut. So if I'm not mistaken right now, then, let's double check this. We have Michigan off the list. We have Arizona off the list. We have Western Kentucky. We have Florida off the list. Alabama is off the list. Utah, California, and Illinois. And then Oregon, Georgia, New York. Okay. So we got 6 states we were supposed to visit. At best, I think we can add one more game, if I'm not mistaken, or 2. So let's take a look. Oregon is the top priority because our highest rated dude that wants to play there, the highest rated remaining dude is out of Oregon. So I'm trying to think who we have for colleges in Oregon aside from the University of Oregon. Who we could play and get pooped on. Or we could try to take a weaker Georgia team. Yes, I'd like to keep my changes. Let me go back to red shirts. So really quickly, I'm going to double check now how many freshmen are from each of these places. So California, Kentucky, California, Florida, Arkansas, we have 1. Why am I so tired, dog? Dude, because I'm stressed. We got the 1 from New York. Yes, I saw that Oregon State was there. Chill. Alabama's off the list. Illinois is off the list. I'm trying to make sure we, like, you got to understand the stressful situation right now of if we fuck this up, we break too many promises and this whole house of cards we're building up, it crumbles. So, again, you got to understand the old stressful situation. We got Illinois, Utah, we're good. 1 dude out of Oregon. 1 dude out of Georgia. Arizona's good. We have 2 dudes out of New York, but I don't have to care about White. We have Jones out of Colorado. Joseph. So we have 2 dudes out of Oregon. Right now, Oregon takes the top priority. We got 1 dude out of Virginia. Another Illinois option. A Michigan option. Arizona. Okay. So Oregon takes top priority, and then from there it's Georgia or New York. It doesn't really matter. So Oregon State was here, were they not? No, they weren't. They were in week 2. So again, Oregon State is the top priority. Shout out to Tulane. All right, cool. We'll take on Oregon State. Strength of schedule is a C- at this point. So then, am I allowed to add 1 more game? No. Okay, so we're good then. So that is the schedule for this year. Week 1's off, and then again, 5 straight road games. Isn't the promise of a game in their home state meant for the first 4 years, not just the freshman year? Yes, but I want to try to get it done as soon as possible. Because the faster we get that done, the faster my reputation goes up, and then the faster that my promise thing happens, you know, my promise meter, my reputation goes up. So, I mean, it could be worth double-checking. Honestly, at this stage, we don't even have to double-check. We don't have seniors that we brought in. I don't think. We might have to double-check this, but as far as I can tell, the schedule's good. I think we're set. Let me double-check redshirting here. So Thomas was already here. Unless he was Thomas a JUCO? I don't think he was. If I'm not mistaken, he wasn't. I don't think Justin Thomas was a JUCO transfer. Okay, let's check like Aaron Merriman here. That's right, I can't see promises from there. Hold on. Alright, so we've done everything else. We have our schedule, we have our depth chart. The only thing left we have to do is the recruitment option. TK, it was the same thing last year, man. Like, nothing but road games. It's the best way to make sure we get those promises out of the way. We had the #1 recruiting class in the nation last year with 0 5-stars, 24 4-star prospects. Year before, we had the 3rd best. And again, we're only heading into our 4th season now. So I wrote season 4 off-season. I'm in season 3 off-season, so. Team needs right now, of course, that'll change. That'll change based off of what scheme we happen to run. Okay, so we have 57 promises pending right now. 3 to Hawk, 3 to Peterson. It's not really surprising. Running back.
Fanboy! The man was a fanboy!
Ouch! Dropping to 13 months. Such an in-depth game. I must have missed the releasing this year somehow. If only. If only. Ouch, what's going on, though? It's good to see you. And to confirm, yeah, we have some promises to Tom Adams that we have to get at some point, but he's a junior. So, okay, indeed. That junior transfer option to Tommy Adams. He's out of New Mexico, so I'm not really too worried about breaking that. How long before you ditch UMass? Not going to happen. We're sticking with it until we win. Ouch, it has been a bit, though. I hope you've been well. Okay, yeah, I'm not really worried about too many of the other promises. We're good. We are good. And at this stage, our pipeline states, we might lose Massachusetts, but Connecticut, California, Vermont, we might lose Florida. We'll see. Again, I'd hate to lose the pipeline bonus, but man, if you lose it, you lose it. Of course, the prospect map as well. It's just something we never use, but it's pretty sweet. So, all prospects. Who are the top targets? Do we go for the best available, or do we go for need? First things first, I'm going for need. We're going to look at the O-line. Bunch of 4-stars at tackle. Decent amount of guards as well. Not that many centers. Okay. I think we do go for this. Left for a bit when he went to start to contend. 1-1, lost 2. So, of course, people always say target the bench press, because it is kind of a dead giveaway. We're going to target the 5-stars for sure, the 2 5-stars. But then from there, I'm thinking a 450 bench is going to be my cutoff. So we're going to look at Will Hoffman. We're going to look at J.J. Buchanan. We're going to look at Matt Learer. Michael Gibbons. How long have I been on here? A little bit over an hour. And then for the guards, Justin Gordon, Casey Hall, Corey McRae, Joel Hale, Robert Montgomery, Brian Bush, 500 on the bench, not bad. Josh Cohen, Dan Andrews, Ben Hopkins, and then at center, Nate Washington, Josh Taylor, and that's it. So 17 O-linemen if we based it off of 5 stars and 4 stars, and the 4 stars have at least a 450 bench. That's not a bad way to go about things, I'd say, when we clearly need more help there than anywhere else. So those will be our top 17 prospects. And then really quickly, let's go actually look at our team, because now is the first time where I think we have to intentionally target our weaknesses rather than just get everybody else that we can. So to look at this team then, quarterback, we're obviously good. Like, we have Kenny Cobbs. We don't have to worry about a quarterback right now. It's just not a concern. We have a lot of younger QBs in the system as well. We don't have to prioritize it. Running back, we do have Ryan Butler. As long as he doesn't leave, we're okay. You could argue running back. I'd certainly argue running back over quarterback. So we'll see there. Fullback-wise, we still have Aaron Merriman. We don't have to scout a fullback till next year. Wide receiver, you could maybe argue wide receiver, kind of in the same category as running back. We do have 2 younger tight ends, but an elite level tight end would be pretty nice. Again, we have the O-line sorted. Defensive line, I mean, we have McNair, we have Palmer, we have House. Linebackers, we got Bowen, we got Carr. One more outside linebacker could probably help. So I'd consider looking at linebackers. Corners were golden with Baltimore and Robertson. Safeties with Justice. Goodman, I think we're good. To be honest, I kind of want to look at special teams. So I think my big 3 right now are tight end, linebacker, and special teams, in terms of what we're going to look to recruit here. And then the other ones we can try to swoop in late if we have to. So let's take a look then. Quarterback help now, so he's ready in 2 years. It might be worth it. I mean, fair, but I don't mind the other guys that we have. I mean, we'll see. Like, we could go for Ross and Rawls just for the hell of it. But, I mean, we do have some other problem areas that we really need to focus on. There actually aren't that many good quarterbacks this year either. So there's going to be a shitload of competition for these guys. But tight end wise, 1 5-star, a crap load of 4 stars. If I were to just add in all of these 4 stars, like, clearly I want an elite level tight end on this team. Special teams wise, see, this is the tough call then, right? Because there's athletes as well. There's athletes as well that we could worry about, and obviously there's a bunch of 5-star athletes. Obviously, I love the idea of going after athletes, and there are quite a few athletes that have a really good bench. Only 3 of them I'd target, though. Alex Jones, go figure. Black Helicopters. Jeff James, and Austin Harris. So we'll target those 3. All 3 are big boys, so they definitely play on either side of the line. Dude, I fucked up my throat with that Alex Jones joke. Okay, we might remove some of those tight ends. It's kind of a tough call here, special teams wise. Are there any good punters? There's 1 4-star punter. I'd really like to get this guy. Some of the 3 stars are a tough call. I think we could go in late for these guys. I am going to go for that 4-star punter, which pretty much leaves us with linebackers. which again isn't as desperate of a need position. I'd love to go for more athletes. I just don't think it makes sense right now, at least for this stage. So then we look at linebackers. We'll definitely add these 2 5-stars. And from there with the 4 stars, I mean, you can make your argument, right? Like, okay, between the bench and the 40 time, what's the best option to look at, right? So really quickly, in terms of middle linebackers, the bench is out of control. I can add 3 more linebackers for the moment. Right now, 480. Anybody over 480, that's a 4-star. So we're going to add this 4-star Rory Harrington. We're also going to add Ben Arnold and Greg Ferguson. Love it. I think those are going to be my first 35. I'm not saying it's a perfect strategy, but we're trying to address some of our big-time needs. And we're making a play for some of these other guys where it's like, okay, we're going to have that competition level for them. So that is the early recruitment board there. Again, red shirt's good. I have to go back to the recruitment board, but red shirt's good. We have to reset the depth chart. The custom schedule's definitely set. I like what we're dealing with right now. So in terms of who to target, I mean, pretty much no doubt about it. We want to target the highest overall dudes. My God, if this punter is actually this good. To be honest, I don't care if he's good or not in terms of overall. I don't really need to scout him. I'll let the AI handle the scouting, I think. Maybe. Yeah, let's let the AI handle the scouting for that first week. So we're good. Let's move on. Season 4. And chat, we get to see. Now again, for quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, we can still make plays for people later on, right? Like if I lose out on some of our options, we can still later on be like, yeah, let's swoop in late. Like we succeeded. That's how we ended up with so many 4-stars, is in that final bit of recruitment time before signing day, we just said, hey, you want to come here? And people were like, yeah, sure. And it worked out really well. So 20 hours of scout time. Yeah, I normally just leave it to the AI because they kind of keep that even balance. They keep that even balance between actually getting good information on everybody. I'd use all the information on just like 2 players. So what is our guys' predictions in chat? What is our preseason ranking? What's it gonna be? Coming off of a winning season with a bowl game championship in our cap. We have one hell of a roster on paper. What's it gonna be? Top 100, top 10, 65, 107. We are gonna have to decide our coaching philosophy too. So here we go, the preseason poll. After the #1 recruitment class in the nation, USC right now is top of the board. You got Florida State. Of course, you can see the A+ there. Of course, USC is nuts. Arizona's 13th. Connecticut's 16th, which is nuts. There's your top 25. How far down are we gonna be? Kind of sucks to see Northwestern there. I don't even remember if we're actually playing them. Not in the top 50. We're not in the top 50. Are we in the top 60? No. Are we in the top 70? No. Are we in the top 80? Motherfuckers, how are you gonna have us below Bowling Green when we beat them 30-0 in a bowl game, for whoever missed that? Balls. Are we in the top 90? 83, baby. We're an 83 overall team. 3 seasons down, we've taken this team from a 60 to an 83 in 3 seasons. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We're a B- rated team now. Dude, it's crazy how quickly we've turned this on. Do the coaches disrespect us as well? That's only the top 25 for the coaches still. Crazy disrespect. Crazy disrespect. Preseason All-Americans? Do we have any shouts? No? Wouldn't expect it for all NCAA. What about the All-WAC? Yeah, there we go. Getting some respect in the WAC. Getting some respect in the WAC. All right. Aside from that, I mean, we know now our overall, our prestige. So the big question, let's take a look at the depth chart, and we got to figure out what kind of strats we're running this season. So, again, we'll auto reorder. I think it's pretty straightforward with Peterson there. In terms of our quarterbacks, Kevin Hawk, we're good to go. Actually, you know what I'm going to do really quickly? I'm going to go kind of the long way home. We'll go to edit roster, even though I'm never actually going to edit anybody. So again, QB, we have our boy Cobbs. We have freshman Kevin Hawk. And we have freshman Mr. Peterson. Running back, we have Edmonds. Butler's been red-shirted, so we have Bright. Edmonds and Bright. So keep in mind, one speed back, one power back. We have McKeon. Simpson was red-shirted. We got Joseph. And we have Paul Jones. Fullback-wise, it's pretty straightforward. It is Merriman. Wide receiver. It is Sims. It is the new recruit in Adams. We have Parks. We have Barron. Derek Thomas. You can make the argument if Schuler should play. I don't think it'll count as significant playing time for Schuler and Green, but that's okay. Tight end wise, James Spencer. Look at you getting a shout out here. White has been red-shirted, so it's Spencer, it's Holt, and it is Kraft. In terms of left tackles, we have Mays that we care about. We have Beck at left guard that we care about. At center, we have Thomas, Curtis, and Manson. Right guard, we have Mr. Jake Bennett. And at Mr. Tackle, Mr. Right Tackle, it is Mr. Hodges. Left end, pretty straightforward, Craig McNair. We also have the Dickens and the Beverly. Let's see, on the other side. Oh, Teddy Palmer is going to be a beast, man. Palmer. Holman was red-shirted. I wonder what rank Temple is. Number 1 in your hearts. That's the most important one. Let's see, we got Simmons. Oh, yeah. O-line injury would be very devastating for us, no doubt. No doubt. Let's see, defensive tackle. We have Thomas House. So number 1. We have Stewart. Did I not redshirt? I thought I redshirted Cedric Thompson. Apparently not. That's kind of a mistake, but hey, whatever. No, we did redshirt him. It just popped up late. He was, like, viewed positively. Alright, left outside linebacker, of course, Mr. Brad Bowen. We got Javon Young and Kyle Gaddis. Middle linebacker, it is Mike Carr. Stanford Alexander. And Maddox was red-shirted. And then we have Bradley on the right. Petway at a 71. And then Albert. Go back to the left really quickly. Start Petway. That's not going to happen. I know he's got the speed, but he's a senior. That's not going to happen. He's going to be the first depth option. Like if Bradley or Bowen are off the field, he'll play. But that's the only time. Alright, AJ. Fair enough. Apparently it was a convincing one, huh? Let's see, we got Darryl Ball. Ooh, Ball or Moore is our number 1. I like Ball for the awareness. We got Ball. We got Moore. We got Robertson. I love these new corners, man. This secondary is going to be something else. Moore. We got Parker. Sims. And Beck, who was red-shirted, so take him off the list. Free safety, we have Wendell Justice. Perry was red-shirted. So we have Lewis. And John Brown at a 70. And then as far as the other safety spot is concerned, Mr. Goodman with Antoine King. And yeah, indeed it signed Corey White, you're right. But like I said, it was just out of necessity, according to the game. So, he's someone that can be cut at the end of the year. Guess we'll maybe look for, late secondary options. So then, knowing what this team is, you talk about the offense. You could go run heavy with Cobbs. He doesn't have the best throw power, but he's crazy in terms of the accuracy. I don't think we can go into a situation where he has to air it out. He just doesn't have the arm for it. So offensively, that leaves us to, options like the spread offense, the option run and shoot. We don't want him trying to air out the ball all that much. And then defensively, I mean, McNair, Palmer, and then House, Stewart. I think a 4-3 still works. Unless we wanted Stanford Alexander in there all the time. So I think a 4-3 still works. Check down Cobbs. So then we look at our philosophy here. So last year we ended the season on run and shoot. Multiple could work, in theory. One back I don't really want to use because it doesn't make use of our elite fullback. So the spread offense in theory works. Multiple works. Pro style, Run balanced could certainly work. Option run could work. Run and shoot could work. Pistol could work. Like, man, I don't know what formation to go with here. I really don't. I mean, 4-3 is pretty straightforward. I'd rather lean towards a pass defense than a run defense because I think our defense could adjust more to the run because of the speed than they could to the pass. Again, we'll be pretty aggressive with it, though, in terms of blitzing. I like the idea of being aggressive and mixing it up. Like, hey, we're going to give you the yardage. And, well, actually, I guess it doesn't really make sense, right? To say, hey, we're going to back off and not blitz. So, maybe blitz like 40% of the time. I do like the idea of getting subs out there quite a bit. So, again, 4-3 is pretty straightforward. Dude, I don't know what to do with this offense, though. I genuinely don't. The problem is we're going to want to run it or throw the ball a little bit more because of the threats now that we have at receiver. Can be pretty aggressive calling plays. God. I think I might just go back to the run and shoot. Sox agrees. I think maybe we start off with that and see how it happens. I mean, again, multiple could technically work. One back might work. The spread offense, you could say it's trying to rely on too much. Maybe we'll go run and shoot. I don't hate the run balance of the option run, but let's go for it. We'll see what happens. That's the one thing I like, right? We have a very versatile team. And in coach info-wise, Stash is now the 89th most respected coach. Don't agree with Sox. That's a bad precedent. Well, So let me go over to the old depth chart. Let's just make sure this is how I want it. So Cobbs, Hawk, Peterson, Edmonds, Bright, McKeon, and here we want, where's Joseph at? Fullback, Merriman. Spencer, that's fine. And Holt, that's also fine. In this regard, yeah, I don't understand football size very well. Was NCAA 13 expensive when I got it? No. I don't recall what exactly I paid for it. I could look it up really quickly. I know I got it through Amazon, so it might still be there. From God knows how long ago. Let me see if I can find it. Orders. I think I got this in 2019. I did. I paid how much for this game in 2019? $17.90. So $18. That's all it costs. We'll have time to sleep on the decision to run that run and shoot offense. We'll see. Wide receivers, we have Sims, Adams, Parks, Barron. I want Thomas here. And then Schuler. Run and shoot works well with the scramble style, right. Well, I mean, so it's like something like the option or something run heavy. Tight end wise, we got Spencer, Holt, and let's get Kraft in there. Like I said, that's the one issue right now is we have a crap load of guys who fit the bill of Or, you know, it's just a crap load of options for play styles. Like, we really do. So Mays, we need Beck, Curtis, and Manson again. Those will be the depth options. We got Thomas, Curtis. I know it's trying to get Merriman in there, but nah. At least we know he could play if he had to. Bennett. Curtis. And I went right past Manson. And Curtis. And Manson. Defensively, we want McNair. Simmons Dickens, that works. Palmer Simmons Dickens, that works. DT House Stewart. Williams. Stewart Williams. Thompson was redshirted. Let's go, I guess, Palmer. And McNair, worst case. Linebackers. We got Bowen. Alexander Petway. Bradley Alexander Petway. Carr Alexander Petway. And then let's go. Yeah, Gaddis works. That's fine. And corners, Ball, Moore, Robertson, Parker, and Sims. Got a dude named Sims. Safety. We have Justice. We want the King. And we want Lewis. And in here we want Goodman, King, and Lewis. Beautiful. Kicker is going to be Small. And Smith, in worst case scenario, is Cobbs. And then punter, we're going to want Smith and then Small. Kick return, holy shit. I guess Sims, Parker, Edmonds, fucking Parks, and then Thomas based off of the speed. Well, we got a damn good kick returner in Sean Sims. And then Sims, Parker, Edmonds, Parks, and again we'll go Thomas. And then kickoff will be Small. Smith if he can't do it. Long snapper is Thomas, Beck, or Hodges. Our team is set. We are good to go. It took a little bit to get there, guys. We knew it would be a longer off season, but we've made it. Before we call it a night, again, I don't know what I'm going to do with the coach philosophy in terms of the type of offense we're going to run. I'll figure that out later. But for now, our first bit of recruiting, our first week. Let's see what we're dealing with here on the board. So obviously it'll be an uphill battle for some of these players. So this punter in Mike Carey, it didn't scout him at all. We'll put a little bit of time into him. Might be a bit of a bust. He's down to an 83, which would still be incredible for us. Marquise Heath. Go ahead and scout you out. And aside from that, we have the tight end Martin Wilson. Amarillo, Texas. That's going to be a tough scouting job. Okay, so it's how soon do we want to start offering scholarships and promises, right? How soon? Our little opening salvo, right? I think we go for it pretty early. Let's do the old Toogs Gambit. Scholarship offers. Our integrity hasn't dropped at all. It hasn't necessarily gone up a ton, but it hasn't dropped at all, which is key. And yeah, we'll hit these guys with the promise and scholarship offer, as it's been deemed in chat, the Toogs Gambit. Adam Wade. We're just gonna go for it. Now I know some people are like, hey, timing, but what I want to know immediately. I don't really believe in waiting for the scholarship offers. For me, it's I want to know right out of the gates. Can I throw like the best offer I have at your face and still not be in the top 3 of the top 5? If I'm not going to be in the top 3 or top 5 at that stage, then there's no point in waiting, right? Because if I'm 600 points down, then the decision comes up, well, then do I throw the gambit out there, or do I just give up? And I'd rather not be in that situation. It's like, I'll just throw the gambit at you, and we'll see what you think. And if I'm 500 points back after throwing the gambit at somebody, then I know, like, okay, I'm fucked. Like, there's no way this is going to happen. So, that's always my argument. And obviously, so far, it's worked out because we had the #1 recruitment class at the end of Season 3 with the UMass. So, that's at least my, my approach. 4-star recruit, Mr. Brian Bush. And again, the good thing is my coaching integrity has not dropped at all. It's because of the red shirts, and then immediately the next year, we just redshirt the sophomores that weren't redshirted the year before. And it works out pretty much perfectly. Mr. Montgomery. So yeah, I think I want to get the first week's worth of results with these players to see who we're potentially out on. And then I'm going to have to call it a night. Although I don't know, I'm in a tough spot where it's like, man, I need to make sure I'm tired enough to actually go to bed. So if I like lay down too early, and I just toss and turn and don't fall asleep, like I'm fucked. It's going to be an interesting day. That's why I'm not guaranteeing a stream tomorrow night. So again, all of these O-linemen had at least, what, a 450 bench? So we are dealing with some big, strong boys. Gameplay, maybe. Potentially. Not tonight. Not tonight. I have to commit to saying not tonight, at least. But I definitely want to see this team in action. No doubt about that. Benjamin Arnold. Fraser, Michigan. Nice little 700 point there. Alex Jones. The Black Helicopters. If Alex Jones signs, we're going to play that black helicopter defense, guys. We're going to talk about all the chemicals that they put in the water to control you and your mind, to take away your freedom. Anti-freedom water is what I call it. You got to get yourself a freedom filter. Just $39.99, AlexJones.com. Or whatever the fuck its stupid-ass website is. I know the name of it, but I'm not even going to say it. Please tell me Alex Jones signs here. We could have a whole lot of fun. We could have a whole lot of fun. Wow, this dude's a gem, huh? I had a feeling. We could have a whole lot of fun if Alex Jones signs here. Tarpon Springs, Florida. We do have a pipeline in Florida, do we not? If we didn't lose it. See, like, everyone knows Alex Jones. Like, even Chris, like, dude's in Austria. And we have Australians here. That's my favorite thing, is Alex Jones is an international meme. An international meme. It's my favorite thing. It's like, you know how batshit insane you have to be an international meme? It's incredible. But he accomplished it. Multiple times. Hillary Clinton's a lizard person. Can't have no lizard person being our president. First female president, try first lizard president. Imagine confusing Australia and Austria. Frank, I didn't confuse them. I misspoke. There's a difference. Confusing them would be like, yeah, I'm going to go to Australia and then maybe hit up fucking Estonia while I'm over there. Like, that would be confusing them, dog. Oh, Sean Hines, Payson, Utah. See what we got here for these first few players, man. The old Toogs gambit of promises we can pretty much deliver on. Alright, we're gonna have some people, of course, that we can't talk to, but that's okay. Don't you ruin my argument with facts. As said on the internet. Heard from every corner of the internet. Don't you ruin my argument with facts. Bagel, take it easy, buddy. We love you. I'm in too deep into memes and politics. It's sad but funny. Fair. At least you don't have to live it. USA. Play the anthem before the fucking football game or I'm calling you un-American. Everybody see how fast I stood up and took off my hat and put my hand over my heart? That's right. I'm more American than you. Don't you question my fucking commitment. Oh, Moultrie, Georgia. All right. So we missed out on some dudage, like half of our dudage. That's pretty much what it is. Okay, we go to the next week, and that is the big question. What are we dealing with? What are we dealing with? Our season opener is on the road, Oregon State. We won't see that game tonight, but we will see where we stand with some of these early recruits, which is what I was hoping for. UMass in the NHL would be Cranky Kong. Surely it's Torts. True. Very, very true. He admitted to being choked out a couple hundred times in high school. Yeah, I saw that. I saw him on the Joe Rogan podcast, which I don't watch anymore because, like, fuck's sake, Joe. And they all signed with BC. Can you imagine? Imagine we lock down a recruit first week. History made. It's not going to happen, by the way. It's basically impossible. Unless you, like, go to a one-star recruit as Alabama, and he's just like, yep, I'm in. British Columbia's in the NCAA. There are Canadian players in the game. So, you can open up that sweet, sweet Canadian pipeline, but we have already kind of overachieved to the point where we don't have to rely on Canada. We do have recruits from Canada. Here we go. At least not in this recruitment class, but we have players on our team, or have had players on our team from Canada. All right, what are we dealing with here? So let's check the dudes that we sent the offer to. So, for Mike Carey, 300 points back. We'll stay in the race for him. What about for Adam Wade? 380. Okay, 500's normally my cutoff. Marquise Heath, 320. Martin Wilson, 400 back. Brian Bush, 520 back. I don't think we can put up a fight against Notre Dame. I think we're out on Brian Bush. He is wanting to visit already. I know we're in the top 3, but man, we're 500 back. I don't think we can close the gap on Notre Dame. I'm going to call it on trying to recruit Brian Bush. Mr. Montgomery, we are in first for after the gambit. Good stuff. Corey McRae, 340 back, still in the hunt. Ben Arnold, still in the hunt. Alex Jones, Black Helicopters, 140, still in the hunt. 140, sign of the devil. Josh Cohen, 340 back, we're still in the hunt there. What about Justin Gordon? 400 back, close one. Marcus Lewis, 360. Sean Hines, 260. Jeff James. Okay, so we only had to take one dude off the list so far. Make that 2. I think we're out on Josh Rice at tight end. Granted, he's the 4-star tight end, not the 5-star. Yeah, we're out on Josh Rice. That's only 2 players that we've had to say that we're out on. Let's talk to the rest, and then the next week we'll go back in and talk to the other dudes. Let's throw the gambit towards Mr. Summers. I just want to get this done. Plus, I'm fucking addicted. God, this game gets so addicting. But Matt Summers, we'll throw the gambit your way. Let's see, Mr. J.J. Buchanan. He's from Oklahoma, so I mean, do not be surprised if next week, it just doesn't happen, right? Like, the top 2 teams are both in state for him, so it's probably not going to happen. What's the point of pipeline states? So, Chris, pipeline states are if you repeatedly recruit from the same states, you get bonuses when trying to recruit players from those states. So right now, for me, I get the pipeline bonus on players out of California. So basically, the more you recruit from a state, the better off you are. The problem is Massachusetts isn't like a powerhouse state in this game, but if we were in California and I, continue to recruit Californians, I'm going to get them easier. It's basically like a home, kind of like a home territory boost. Except, I could make Canada a pipeline state for us. Sultan, Washington? Even though, obviously, Canada's not a state, but Canada's in the game, so what are you going to do? Sultan, Washington. $6.85 for Ben Hopkins. Mr. Matt Learer. Big Spring, Tejas. Not bad. Keep that gambit going. Make all the promises. This guy's pretty on board. Again, we still get that coach integrity bonus. Let's see, Craigie Ferg. I know it's Greg. I'm calling him Craig. He can't stop me. Brent, Florida. I don't remember if we have that pipeline state in Florida or not. But, you know. Looking good. 73 on the old Spark. Alright, Aaron McCray. So this was one of the other tight end options. He's out of Florida. All Southern teams in his top 3, so you know this is a guy that we're gonna have a rough time trying to recruit unless he's really interested. He's a big guy too for a tight end, 6'7". Not bad. Let's see, Harrington, Pine Lake, Washington. We're already in the top 2 for this guy. It's only us in Texas that have expressed interest in this guy. Interesting. Again, we looked at a linebacker who has a good bench and good speed, and he was up there for 4-star recruits. And apparently, it's just us in Texas who see this guy as a kid worth scouting. Tremaine Nobles, Gladstone, Joey Gladstone, Missouri. His name is Rory. It is. Can you believe it? Scares away a lot of scouts. What else do we got next? Joel Hale, North Chicago. Because we needed that clarification. God help you if you were from West Chicago. I would be out. Fuck you, West Chicago. Jesus. Oh boy. Alright, let's see. Mike Gibbons. Big Rapids, Michigan. This is a big-ass boy. 6'7", 276. It's a thick-ass boy.
Damn, boy, he's thick! Boy, that's a thick-ass boy! Damn!
Andrew Dudley. The Dudley Boys memes would be out of control if we're able to sign Andrew Dudley. Sissonville, West Virginia. Oh, Chicago's an actual city. I don't have the I don't care clip anymore, do I? Damn. Are there like scouting upgrades? So the only upgrade is just, you know, with the promises, how successful your school is, how big your school is helps, and then what your reputation is as a coach for keeping your promises. Those are pretty much the upgrades. Essentially, you have to earn your upgrades. So we got 2 hours, so 20, 40, 60, 20. Okay, let's go settle it down to like 3 hours now. Austin Harris. We won't be able to go with the full gambit. Is that TE bringing a table on the field? It's a shame he's not from Buffalo. Shame he's not from Buffalo. Peter Griffith. I'm sorry, guys. I noticed we just had a Peter Griffith from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Unslammed the table. Jesus. Josh Taylor, you're a bust, but I don't really care. North Decatur, Georgia. I'll promise these guys as much as we can here. Since we're a little bit low on time. We only got half an hour left. Oh boy. Well, I kind of mistimed that, but what are you going to do? Yeah, it takes a little bit of time to get into contact with everybody. We still got our 3 hours of scouting time here, so let's go back to the top of the list. So, Chris, redshirting is when you have a player sit out a year, but he doesn't lose a year of eligibility. So basically, if you're a first-year player, I can say, hey, you're skipping your first year this year, and your first year will technically be next year. That type of thing. If that makes sense to you at all. Which it might not, which is totally understandable. Okay. So we got 50 minutes left of scouting time. Man, Montgomery was already ready for a visit. That's sick. Making some very good progress here already for some of these guys. One first, 2 seconds, 2/3. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right. So I think that'll do it. Kind of a marathon of NCAA. But we have our team completely set up. We start our new season against one Oregon State. Kirk picked Oregon State, even though we are better in every possible way. So that's kind of frustrating. But yeah, overall, I still got to figure out what kind of philosophy we want to run. We might still go with the run and shoot. It's not a bad thing to default to. It worked out pretty well last year, and the team is still pretty sick. So yeah.